The long jump has been a benchmark event in track and field since the 1896 Games in Athens, Greece, standing as the ultimate test for strength, speed, power, and technique. As a result, the very best athletes would compete to cement themselves as the very best jumpers in the world. So today we take a look at these men to find those who were not only exceptional in their generation, but overall. And as such, we would like to take some time to look at the 5 greatest long jumpers of all time. In one of the most competitive era in long jump history, the name Ralph Boston stood out. Quite deservingly, as he triggered a chain of world records when he broke Jesse Owens' 25-year-old world record, then improved that jump even more the following year. Boston remained as the face of long jump in a time when strong contenders such as Bo Robertson and Igor Turovanesyan emerged. Boston managed to outdo his competition with his jaw-dropping performances. On top of breaking the world record multiple times, he broke the Olympic record, which also belonged to Jesse Owens. Despite not having the most lengthy and stellar of careers, Boston remained a thorn in the side of everyone who dared to challenge. It is almost impossible to think about great long jumpers, and the name Bob Beamon does not come to mind. Beamon dominated ever since his collegiate career began, in which he recorded a win record of 22 from 23 in his first year of collegiate competition. Beamon at the 1968 Olympics forced the world to rethink what is considered humanly possible when he jumped 8.90 meters, setting a new world record. This jump surpassed the previous world record by over 55 centimeters, the largest improvement ever in the event's history. The magical jump is still on the books today, as at 52 years, it still remains one of the oldest Olympic record today. Beamon's career ended after the Mexico Olympics, however in his brief career he proved he could outleap anyone on the day. The summer of 1991 is one that fans of athletics will never forget, and all because of one man. Mike Powell's career took a major turn when he broke Bob Beamon's illustrious world record with his massive 8.95 meters leap. A record many thought was untouchable. He previously never won a gold medal at a continental or global championships until his enormous jump in Tokyo. He defied all odds to break the 12-year-old world record because at the time he was facing Carl Lewis, a man he had never won before in his career. After that massive jump in 1991, Mike Powell became almost unstoppable for the next 2 years. He would manage to win another world title and even recorded a super jump of 8.99 meters, which was wind-assisted. All this when he was at the age of 30 years old. When Mike Powell and Carl Lewis left the scene, fans were not worried about the standard of jumping performances declining, mainly because of Ivan. The Cuban put on some great performances and remained dominant in the event for majority of his career. He had an undefeated streak which lasted for 4 years. On top of that, he has an Olympic gold and 4 world titles, which he won consecutively, pulling a feat no one else had ever done. There were men who won back-to-back titles, but he remains the only man to ever win 4 world titles. The moment which had many saw Pedroso in a new light was when he jumped 8.96 meters in Italy. That jump saw him surpassing Mike Powell's 8.95 meters. He was never given the world record due to a controversial decision by the Italian Federation. This decision would see him not go down as the world record holder, but he certainly is one of the greatest long jumpers to ever live. It isn't to the surprise of any that Carl Lewis is in the number 1 spot. Lewis, who is an all-time great in the sprints, is even greater when he approaches a long jump runway. He dominated for years, winning 2 world championships, 3 consecutive Olympic gold medals in the event, a feat that is yet to be matched. The fact that he held a win streak that lasted an entire decade puts it out of question whether or not he is truly the king of the event. After failing to win the World Championship in 1991 due to Mike Powell's world record jump, Lewis cemented his legacy as the greatest ever by winning the Olympic gold in Atlanta at the age of 32. It was at that moment that everyone had to accept that Carl was still the man to beat in the long jump. The long jump is still one of the most attractive events in athletics, and even with so many greats already, in due time there will be more, given circumstances. But even so, the men before laid their mark, and up to date these men stand as the greatest jumpers of all time.